Pengalaman bencana menjadi guru terbaiknya.
We went ahead with this project two reasons. One of them, we had a flood in 1916, so some of the areas around this area were flooded.
Inilah ambisi melindungi negeri dengan teknologi.
Yes, we are building the dam for 1500 years to make it safe.
Waktunya mencuri ilmu dari sang ahli.
Transfer of knowledge, nah itu yang sisi satunya lagi bisa kita manfaatkan sebenarnya.
Menghidupkan nilai toleransi.
Ya, kata toleransi sendiri itu sebenarnya itu tidak melakukan hal-hal yang secara prinsipal dia tidak setuju.
Dari olahraga,
3, 2, 1.
seni budaya, hingga kehidupan keluarga.
Ini,
halo,
Win, ya. Kamu udah ke gereja?
Tadi pagi udah.
Ketika kekuasaan disalahgunakan, integritas pun dipertaruhkan.
Even if the President of the United States were corrupt, the FBI is independent enough.
Pembuktian menjadi sebuah tantangan.
And they try to do whatever it is that they can to conceal their criminal activity.
Sinergi antar penegak hukum menjadi jawaban.
It's very tough in Indonesia that when you have an institution like the KPK, often can't rely upon partners that are as strong as well.
Saya, Amanda Falani.
Saya, Reza Ardiansyah.
Saya, Iqbal Himawan.
Dan saya, Prita Laura. Pemirsa, inilah 360, 3 fakta membuka mata dalam 60 menit. Sebagai upaya penyelamatan dari ancaman Jakarta tenggelam di tahun 2050, sebuah mega proyek tengah berjalan. Proyek Garuda, pembangunan tanggul raksasa sepanjang 25 km di perairan Teluk Jakarta, melibatkan sebuah negara yang memiliki situasi bahkan lebih buruk dari Indonesia. Amanda Falani mengunjungi Belanda yang menempati dataran paling rendah di dunia, namun paling ahli dalam membendung air laut. Amanda menyaksikan bagaimana negeri ini konsisten berinovasi demi melindungi masyarakatnya dari ancaman banjir. Ikuti liputan Amanda Falani selengkapnya.
Inilah negara yang sebagian areanya berada di bawah permukaan laut. Keunikan geografis negara ini terabadikan melalui namanya, Nederland, yang berarti negeri berdaratan rendah. Perjalanan saya bertujuan untuk menyaksikan langsung bagaimana masyarakat di sini mampu melindungi dirinya dari ancaman air laut dengan teknologi. Inilah lintasan tanggul utama di utara Belanda yang terbentang sepanjang 32 km. Dari kota Den Oever hingga Zurich di provinsi Friesland. 80 tahun lalu, lintasan yang bernama Afsluitdijk ini dibangun untuk membendung air laut.
You can look at a picture over here of the Afsluitdijk, and it was built in 1932. It was opened. It was built in 5 years, and was made to protect the hinterland from the Netherlands from the sea, and made us also possible to build what we call as polders, to build new land to live in and for agricultural purposes. When building those Afsluitdijk, we made it safer and we made it possible to live at the bottom of the sea. In a cooperation, we work together.
Jus van de Beek yang bertanggung jawab atas pembangunan tanggul ini menjelaskan kepada saya bagaimana para ahli harus menyesuaikan teknologi dari masa ke masa, juga berdamai dengan perubahan alam.
Building the Afsluitdijk, it was the first time in the world we are building a dam like this. So everything we had to develop to build this dam. And all the things we learned through the centuries by building dikes, plus new technology we used 80 years ago to build this dam. And after that, when making new land and making other dikes, we improved the technology for building dikes. So, and we are famous in the world for building our dikes.
What is the ecological impact?
It was a very big ecological impact because this is salt water, and when the Afsluitdijk wasn't there, it all was salt water. And when building those Afsluitdijk, the salt water became fresh water. And it's good, we are drinking this kind of water, it's very good, but ecological, it is a big dam, and there are type of fish who want to go from salt water to fresh water, or vice versa. And while building the Afsluitdijk, it was not possible to get for those fishes to go from one side to the other. So the freshwater part over here, it became ecological poor.
Have you anticipated when, in the long run, about the impact of climate change, when the sea level is rising? Have you anticipated about that?
Yes. We are building the dam for 1,500 years to make it safe. And the sea level rise is also included in the design of the new Afsluitdijk.
Perjalanan saya pun berlanjut menuju stasiun pompa di Flevoland yang berfungsi mengeluarkan air laut dari area yang telah ditutup bendungan. Stasiun pompa yang dibangun pada tahun 1967 ini memiliki motor mesin elektrik yang dikendalikan secara otomatis.
When you start the laptop at home, you see this, and then you can check every pump at home.
Hanya dalam waktu 7 bulan, lautan seluas 43.000 hektar kini telah berhasil dikeringkan.
Now this is the dike which keeps out the water, and the polder level is over there minus 4.5 meters below sea level.
Perwakilan dari Kementerian Infrastruktur dan Lingkungan Belanda, Ruud Staverman, menjelaskan tujuan dari kerja keras selama puluhan tahun ini.
How do you consolidate many area of expertise to establish a successful water management system?
Yes, water management is very important in our country because we live in a delta area, which is in a very attractive area to live in, but we have to control the water level. So that's why we built dikes, that's why we built pumping stations, to control the water level, to be able to live in this area.
How to take a consistent action on this?
Went ahead with this project, two reasons. One of them, we had a flood in 1916, so some of the areas around this area were flooded, so we needed more safety. And we needed more land for agriculture because at that time we were not producing enough food ourselves, so we needed more land for agriculture. Later on, we used the land for recreation, for housing, for resettlement of farmers. So the project changed during the execution because we are talking about a project which ran for 70 to 80 years.
Seiring dengan bertambahnya jumlah penduduk, kebutuhan akan lahan pun meningkat. Ibu kota Belanda, Amsterdam, kini butuh kota satelit untuk menampung warga kotanya.
In this part of the country it was very crowded, so quite a lot of people lived here, so there was a lot of pressure on the cities here in the western part of the country. They were looking for possibilities for new housing in the area. That's why they created the city of Almere, very close to Amsterdam. It's all new land. It was created by the government, very cheap. And a lot of space, as you can see, a new town.
Ternyata, salah satu tujuan dari pembangunan tanggul selain menghalau naiknya permukaan laut, yaitu memperluas area daratan untuk pemukiman. Inilah Almere, kota termuda di Belanda, hasil dari perjuangan menciptakan lahan baru dari lautan.
We constructed another mini polder, and that was devoted to wetland development. We deserve part of that area to nature again.
Proses reklamasi ini pun tidak melupakan aspek pelestarian alam dan lingkungan hidup. Ahli ekologi Dr. Menobart van Erden menuangkan pandangannya.
Yeah, this is a new ecosystem, a wetland, very shallow water, and all the trees you see and the reed beds, of course not that bridge, but all natural aspects are by nature itself. So we devoted a lot of space to this new development instead of having agriculture and space for people to live. You have the big towns of Lelystad and Almere. So nature is an important element in the polder project.
What was the most challenging process on creating this land, the ecosystem in this land?
Yeah, I'm an ecologist, so my answer is, of course, to introduce more and more ecological concepts into this originally very much human function devoted project. So now we have a multifunction use, and even now in the last polder that was not becoming a polder, it was a big change, leaving water as it is. So fresh water has a value in itself. It doesn't need to become land everywhere. But the pollutants, challenge is to combat the pollutants that come in with your rivers.
Pencemaran sungai seperti yang diungkapkan Menobart menjadi perhatian besar dalam mega proyek National Capital Integrated Coastal Development atau NCICD yang mencakup tanggul laut raksasa. Proyek kerjasama antar pemerintah Belanda dengan Indonesia ini bertujuan untuk mengurangi penurunan tanah di Jakarta yang kian memburuk. Namun, pembangunan tanggul yang diestimasi terrealisasi dalam 30 tahun ke depan ini tengah dikaji ulang karena permasalahan limbah. Melanie Schol van Hagen, Menteri Infrastruktur dan Lingkungan Belanda, menjelaskan duduk permasalahannya.
The government of Jakarta still re-examined the waste management and also the sanitation system because it's still inadequate. How do you comment on that?
Well, it is very important to tackle waste management issues, and in my discussion with different ministers, this was also subject of discussion, that they said we want to find solutions for waste management, maybe energy from waste or reusal, better circular system, circular economy. So this certainly has the attention of your government. And sanitation is also very important. If you're not able to have the right system for all the people, then you still have a problem with illegal groundwater extraction, because if you don't offer them a good system of clean water, then they will find their own system. And this is, of course, causing the problem from Jakarta subsiding.
How do you see this mega project successfully built?
Yeah, it is quite difficult to do such a big project in a city where so many people are living and so many stakes are involved. And public participation, very important. Sustainability is very important. You always have to do the project in an environmental sustainable way. It cannot just be create a wall and do some land reclamation. I visited Pluit 2 years ago, and when you see the people living there so close to the sea, they don't want to be removed to a totally different area. So you have to think what do they want and how can we help them in the best way to be safe and have a good future.
Keberhasilan Belanda dalam membendung air laut ternyata bukan hanya dari hasil kerja keras dalam hal inovasi teknologi, melainkan juga partisipasi masyarakatnya. Faktor inilah yang membuat pemerintah Indonesia membulatkan tekad bekerja sama. Saya menjumpai Duta Besar Indonesia untuk Belanda, I Gusti Agung Wesa Kapuja, yang melihat potensi besar proyek Garuda.
Nah, dalam konteks itulah makanya proyek NCICD ini juga diproyeksikan untuk bisa bukan hanya mengelola banjir di Jakarta saja, tapi juga lebih dari itu. Bukan hanya dengan NCICD di Jakarta, tapi juga bagaimana kita melihat peran Belanda di sini bisa menjadi lebih monumental untuk menanggulangi atau mengatasi masalah air di Indonesia.
Dengan kondisi alam yang tidak menguntungkan bila dibandingkan dengan negara Eropa lainnya, tidak membuat bangsa Belanda menyerah begitu saja. Semua ini adalah buah dari kerja keras dan konsistensi dalam melindungi rakyatnya dari ancaman bencana. Puja pun melihat perlunya para pakar di Indonesia mengambil peluang mencuri ilmu dari sang ahli tanggul.
Karena ke depan siapa yang akan maintain proyek ini kalau bukan kita sendiri, dan terutama juga untuk proyek-proyek yang lainnya juga nanti kan harus ada expertise dari Indonesia juga yang juga bisa operate ataupun maintain mesin-mesin dan proyek-proyek tersebut.
Sebuah sinergi melawan korupsi. 360 segera kembali.